Shalom, shalom. This is Kaparia, aka Pops, out of GMS Chicago, with another sit down. Before I get started, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. To the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, I want to send double honors because they do rule well. To brothers around the world pushing this truth, uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking down the prophecies and interaction with the people on the planet. I send salutations. For the hopeful elect, I hope this is edifying. To the Aquaf that's listening sincerity and charity, keep doing so. But for the scorn of scoffing, reprobate, two-thirds Israelites, 17 other nations. Um, you know what it is, and it's coming closer to what you think. Okay, now the reason I'm actually bringing this up is because, like I said, a couple years ago, I had actually planned on trying to do this because this came up in my thing. It was like football or whatnot. So sometimes I go through certain things and whatnot, and be looking at football, little stuff and whatnot. So this popped up in my thumbnails, and I looked at it and I thought, okay, Joe Namath, and I kind of went through it and whatnot, and it was talking about the blacks and the oppression and this, that, and the other, and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, okay. But now here's what done happened since then. Okay. You got this here, and then, okay, well, let me see if I can get this to come up first. Because see, you got two things here, and you've got it where this guy does a double back and changes what he's saying. And I had it all kind of lined up, but now all of a sudden it's going to, okay. Because in 2000, as you can see, this was like in, this right here, this was in 2017, okay. And then it's got something in 18 where he's actually changed it. Talking about he don't believe that there's collusion, but there's oppression, okay, in the blacks. So I'm gonna deal with this part of it first. Let this play.
Welcome to today's update. Please subscribe and check notification box to get all breaking news alert. NFL Hall of Famer Joe Namath defended athletes who protest during the national anthem on Tuesday, saying on Fox News that the original intent of the protests was to highlight racial injustice and oppression. Responding to former NFL coach Mike Ditka, who said there's no oppression in modern society, Namath spoke up for former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Going back to what
See that Colin Kaepernick is Colin Kaepernick, okay? So like I said, I never have really liked, these so-called monotone voiceovers and shit that people like to use and whatnot, but it is what it is. But okay, here we go.
Kaepernick initially did. It was to point out some injustice that's being done to the black race, Namath said on Fox and Friends.
And we're not black. You see, they love to throw that around. Black, which means we're the dark moral race. That's what the black means. There is no such thing as a black race or a white race. Okay? Those were constructs that was put in 1634. 1634, 1684, or whatever the case it might be. Those were constructs. Now the letter J came along in 1634, but this construct thing came along in like 1680 something or whatever the case might be. Okay, so that construct of white or black was never thought of until then.
Or to people that obviously, when you look, and I say obviously, some of these dash cams and shootings that were done to unarmed people. He was reaching out to try to get it more investigated. So that's where this suppression thing comes in. Namath sharply disagreed with Ditka, who remarked that there has been no oppression in the last 100 years that I know of in the U.S. Look up the meaning of oppression, Namath said. Look up to the definition of oppression, and you understand that it's obviously taken place. Namath did.
Okay, look up the definition of oppression. Okay, so in the scriptures, oppression is spoke of. Okay. Oppression is spoken of. Take it back to something real simple, okay? Because the simplicity of the scriptures is real easy to deal with. Go right back to the beginning. And Yahweh shall, this is Deuteronomy 28:68, and Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt, which is slavery, again with ships. How did the so-called Negro get over here, which would be the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi? How did they come over here? On ships. What they don't tell you is that before they put us on the ships and brought us over here to work this land, they took the land from the so-called natives, which would be the tribe of Reuben and Gad, and the so-called Latinos, which would be Ephraim and the rest of that north part of the northern kingdom. Okay, they took the different lands from them, and then brought us over here to farm and work these lands. Okay, here in the United States, and took them to Spain, Portugal, Spain, and they learned Spanish at the end of a whip, the so-called Latinos. Okay, and Yahweh shall bring thee 150 years before they grabbed us up. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. What was that? Israel, Jerusalem. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, not your friends, for bondmen and bondwomen, slave man, slave woman, and no man shall buy you. So we know we's being bought. That means no man shall redeem you. So we've been stuck over here in this slavery, in this oppression since then. Okay? We've been over here in oppression since then. You think oppression is not spoke of in the scripture? Huh? Seven and seven. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. So, when you wake up and understand this truth and understand how your oppression is being perpetrated in modern times. How is it being perpetrated? Who's doing it? Who's in control of it? And this, that, and other. It says a wise man will be mad. So all these people that walk around here happy-go-lucky and don't think they're oppressed because they got a job, don't understand that. If think about being forced to go and work, forced to go and work at a company that you don't even know is yours. Think about that. The company is yours, but you don't know it, and you're told to get up at a obscure ass time of the morning, or have to go in at an obscure time at night and work all through midnight and all this other type of stuff when your body really wants to go to sleep, because when the sun goes down, after X amount of hours of the sun going down, your body actually wants to shut down and go to sleep, but you had to change your sleeping habits and all this other kind of stuff. That's oppression, okay? That's oppression. Just because you don't recognize it don't mean it's not that. Okay? Period. Let's go back here and let this play through.
However, say that NFL owners have the right to tell players not to protest while at work. Ownership has ownership, Namoth concluded. If somebody starts walking through here carrying a sign, what are the powers that be at Fox going to say to you? Excuse me. Go do that somewhere else. Don't do it in the workplace. President Trump dove into the controversy last month when he said at a campaign rally in Alabama that NFL team owners should fire players who kneel in protest during the national anthem, arguing that doing so is disrespectful to the flag. On Tuesday, the NFL announced that team owners would consider a rule change next week that would ban players from protesting during the national anthem after repeated attacks from the Trump administration and conservatives. The issue received fresh attention on Sunday when Vice President Pence and his wife walked out of an NFL game after players kneeled in protest during the Star-Spangled Banner.
Okay. After they kneeled after the Star Spangled Banner. Now, when you look up all the lyrics, the controversial lyrics of the Star Spangled Banner, you've got something entitled, you got something else. Okay. Uh, let me see if I can get it to come up. Harsh. Lyrics. They said this is gonna come up and they're gonna show the real one. See, that's chains. Did we see chains in this? Give me a break. Wow. Chains. So y'all saw it. Y'all heard the chains. Okay, so we saw it. We had chains in there. So let me see. Okay, here it is. My bad. The missing verse of the Star Spangled Banner that may change your mind. Here it is. I knew it was one I need to hear.
I just wanted to share something with you. Sean King, who writes for the New York Daily News and who I follow on Twitter, and if you don't follow
So if
Sean
you
King
didn't
on
catch it in
Twitter,
the other one to show you
do
here.
so. Sean King is brilliant. And he writes regularly for the New York Daily News. And he wrote this piece called Why I'll Never Stand Again for the Star Spangled Banner. And I just want to share 3 paragraphs from Sean's piece about this. He says, first off, he's talking about the Star Spangled Banner. He says, first off, the song, which was originally written as a poem, didn't become our national anthem until 1931, which was 117 years after Francis Scott Key wrote it. Most of us have no true idea what in the hell we've been hearing or singing all these years. But as it turns out, Key's full poem actually has a 3rd stanza, which few of us have ever heard. In it, he openly celebrates the murder of slaves. Yes, really. It goes like this. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave, and the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And then Sean King goes on to explain what that means. He says, well, it's always been known that the song was written during American slavery, and that when those words about this nation being the land of the free didn't apply to the millions who had been held in bondage, few of us had any idea that the song itself was rooted in the celebration of slavery and the murder of Africans in America who were being hired by the British military to give them strength, not only in the War of 1812, but in the Battle of Fort McHenry in 1814.
Enough said.
These black men were called the Corps of...
Enough said. Okay, so there it is. So, we go through all these different things. We break down things, and sometimes we move away from stuff, but we need to get you to understand I won't say we need to get you to understand. If you're the elect, you're going to understand it. But here's the thing. If you think that this kingdom should carry on and keep on based on what you just heard, and you're an Israelite, okay, whether you Southern or Northern Kingdom, then you're in the wrong mindset, period. You're in the wrong mindset, man, okay? Because this oppression is just that. It's an oppression, okay? And they openly in this song talked about killing us. And this is what Kaepernick, when he caught that, did. And now, like I said, think about this. The man started doing that, published August 2016. Okay, this was published in 2016, and Kaepernick took, we looked at the Joe Namath thing in 2017 when Kaepernick realized what was going on. And this is 4 years later, and this man still isn't playing ball, hasn't played ball for 3 years now. You think this oppression is over? You think this collusion is over? This billionaire boys club that falls in line with this trillionaire hierarchy, which is ran by the Rothschilds, is still in play. And us as so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which is the Israelites, the Northern and Southern Kingdom, is never going to have a fair shake in this country, period. And if you think that, you done fooled yourself, period. So with that having been said, like I said, I hope that's awakening to get you to understand that, like I said, this is real. This is real. Okay, and you could go into your folly and forget it, but it's real. So I want to send all praise, honor, and glory out to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I send double honors. Okay, to the hopeful elect, I hope that's edifying. To the Aquaf, the few that's listening sincerely and cheer to keep doing so. The brothers is doing this, standing out in the streets, preaching and breaking this down. I send my salutations. For the hopeful elect, like I said, you know, I hope this is edifying. You know, kind of ran through a bunch of things real quick, so I want to again send all praise, honor, and glory out to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And for the elect, Shalom, and for the rest of the world, a Bible Ball.